friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be a little roundup review of all of the things I tried out last month in the month of August. I really enjoy doing these videos and just kind of wrapping up everything that I tried and kind of giving you my thoughts. If you're new to this video series from me, I'm never intending on being braggy. I'm very grateful for anything that I get sent in PR or anything I'm able to buy myself. This is just a way for me to be transparent on what I have received and give you just my rounded up thoughts on everything. I have some really fun things to share. As always, I'll have everything that I talked about linked down below, as well as any discount codes if I have any, but no pressure to buy anything. Do not let makeup FOMO get to you. Just because I'm sitting here talking about all of these things does not mean you need any of these things. Maybe it'll just inspire you to shop your stash or pull out something that you think you might already own that might be kind of similar. Or maybe you do genuinely have interest in some of these, and hopefully this video will be helpful for you in making your decisions. Also, I do want to mention that by the time this video goes up, the tariff situation in the US will have already started. I know a lot of the indie brands that are out of the States have already paused shipping to the US temporarily, just as they try to figure out and navigate the best way to go about this tariff situation. Give our indies some grace here. I know some of them are really struggling trying to figure this out. I'm sure they're all working really hard behind the scenes trying to find a way to bring things back to the US without us having to pay insane tariffs. So hopefully things will get figured out. With any of these brands, just check in on their websites. I'm sure the ones that are out of the States will have kind of blurbs about what they're personally doing to go about it. So all that to say is I do have some brands in this roundup that are part of that overseas, out of the country lineup, and I don't know if you'd be able to even access some of these, but I'm still going to talk about them just because I feel like it's still important to share my thoughts on what I've tried and what I'm thinking. And in theory, hopefully all of these brands will be able to come out of this and move forward from here. But anyway, that's enough of that. We're gonna get into it. I did, of course, film this look, by the way. It should already be up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts before this video goes up. And as far as my accessory details, I just have this old basic choker, and these earrings I actually got as a gift, so I don't know where they're from. So anyway, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about all the things that I tried in the month of August. First things first, the Kourtney Quarantine and Unearthly Cosmetics collaboration. These are the menacing cream lipsticks that they did together, and I am so thrilled with these. I think these actually technically came to me at the tail end of July even, but I think by the time I filmed that roundup video, these hadn't been revealed yet, so I saved it for this month. But I've been loving these. I have worn these countless times. I cannot get enough. They are just such cool, interesting shades. The formula is so creamy, comfortable, and it lasts a really long time on me. The shades are Eternal, Lore, and Secrets. They're just such good shades. Secrets specifically, I've worn more times than I can count. It's just like one of the most perfect, just easy to wear, kind of cool toned, nudie shade without it being too light or too cool. It's just so good. So good. These have been a major hit for me. Next, I have the Dune and Andromeda collaboration. I am so thrilled about this. Andromeda is so cool. I really enjoy them. They are such a cool content creator and such a nice person, and this collaboration is everything. Definitely my favorite thing Dune has done so far. I don't have the entire collection. I was able to just pick the things that I thought that I would enjoy the most. So I mean, I grabbed some more face crystals. I wear face crystals literally all the time, and there were some new shade sheets with this launch, so I said, yes, please, I will take those. We also have the highlighter in the shade Opal. It's so pretty. It's kind of like a translucent base, and then it has multicolored sparkles through it. It very much reflects the colors you would see in an opal. I'm wearing it on my cheekbone now, and even though it's ultra sparkly, I don't find it to be chunky glitter personally. I feel like it's a very smooth sparkle, very wet looking. I adore this highlighter. I really like their highlighters in general. And of course, the actual palette. This is the Magnetic Mineralia, and it is just so lovely. I love these muted purples. I love these chartreusey shades. I love these cooler tones popped throughout. The shimmers are so enchanting in this palette. This is just such a hit, such a hit. The formulas are beautiful. The color story is so ultra cool. This is just, they knocked it out of the park. I love this. Next up is Glaminatrix, our Australian indie brand in the mix. I love Glaminatrix, and I hope nothing more than to see them come out of this tariff situation. It makes me so sad. All of these out-of-states indies dealing with this, it breaks my heart. But anyway, Glaminatrix, the Bonfire palette, this is lovely. This is so beautiful. I love this color story. I love anything like yummy and autumnal. It's just my favorite thing. I love these like kind of broken up into quads. Like we have this green section, the orangey red, the cool tones, which I think this cool tone section really contrasts with the rest of this so nicely. I love the formulas in this. I've pretty much always loved Glaminatrix, but I feel like their palettes most recently have been just like top tier, so good in my opinion. I think everything is just so ultra pigmented and blendable, and the shimmers are outstandingly shiny and metallic on the lids. They're so, so beautiful. Titanium Foxes. I got to finally try this brand. This is a French indie brand, and I'm just so thrilled. The owner is so sweet as well. Let's start with the Hidden Piece palette. This is the most recent launch that they did. It's so pretty, very just like colorful, but still kind of toned down. I feel like we have a little bit of autumnal elements in here, but with other splashes of color. The mattes are so beautiful, very blendable, and the shimmers are just so wet looking on the eyes. They're very glossy, very gleaming looking. They look so, so, so pretty. They're not sticky. I know I said glossy. They don't feel glossy. They just give that effect. So beautiful. I feel like my impression of this brand after using them quite a few times now, playing with all three of these palettes, so good, so good. I cannot wait to see more from them in the future once they can start shipping back to us again. And the other two, unfortunately, are not available anymore. I think they did mention that one of them for sure might be coming back in the future. Unsure about the other one. The one that they said possibly next winter might be coming back, like winter of 2026, is the Grackle Chat. This is so pretty. This was an older palette by the time I got my hands on it, but I'm so happy I have it. It's definitely my favorite of these three. It's just so rich. I love these very kind of darker, almost a little bit murkier jewel tone colors with these very vibrant pops of jewel tone shimmer. So, so pretty. I feel like this has the murky meets colorful that I enjoy so much. It's gorgeous. And the Poppy Storm is also one that I got as it was like later on in their collection and has now been discontinued. I don't think anymore on the website. I think there was only a handful left a few weeks ago, so I'm assuming they're all gone now. But I do hope they bring this back one day. I don't know if they will, but it's so, so, so pretty. Very just, again, kind of darker, a little bit murkier. I really like just these very impactful contrasting shades with like this bright red, this rich, intense blue, these tealy shimmers. So pretty. Really like this one too. But yeah, very impressed with this brand. Glad I finally got to try them. I'm glad I got to try them before all of this stuff happened, but very excited about this brand. Excited to see what they do in the future. The brand Vacation, they're known for their like whipped cream looking sunscreen, which is fantastic by the way, but they sent over the Classic Spray Broad Spectrum SPF 50 sunscreen. I can't get enough sunscreen living here in North Central Florida. I do try to avoid the sun like the plague, but your girl also does enjoy a Disney day, so gotta lather up everything. Cannot risk getting burnt. I am pale, I'm a ghost. I avoid it. I just don't want the sun on me. So sunscreen is a must. Obviously SPF, if you're going outside at all, is important, but I feel like especially when I'm spending a day outside, something like this that I can just spray on my body and keep reapplying very easily is very nice. I like this. It's not overly sticky. It smells really nice. They have a very like rich, sweeter, coconutty, tropical kind of scent in their sunscreens, and this is quite nice. This is quite nice. Rare Beauty sent over their new fragrance, and I am really, really liking it. Actually gonna spray some right now. Haven't applied anything today yet. Oh, it's just so good. It has kind of a vanilla caramel sort of scent. It's definitely on that like sweeter, warmer, spiced sort of fragrance family, but I don't think it's overwhelmingly heavy either. I feel like sometimes when things are warm and sweet, for me at least, they can just feel very heavy and just be a lot. I feel like this still manages to be a little bit lighter, a little bit fresher, but still have that sweetness to it, which I really, really enjoy. I'm really bad at describing scents, but I just recently looked at the notes, so I remember what they said. But yeah, I would just describe this as it is definitely sweet, but like in a very light way, in my opinion. Lawless came out with a new gloss shade. This is in the shade Cherry Pop. I love the Lawless glosses. They're plumping glosses. They have a little bit of that minty tingle. I don't find them to be too intense, honestly. It's like a very just subtle minty tingle, and I do like a very intense plump, but this is just a little bit more of a not gonna hurt you, just give you a little bit of a minty tingle sort of plump, but very comfortable, very smooth looking, so shiny and glossy. This is such a pretty like very sheer, sparkly red. It's very, very cute. I love the Lawless glosses, and I'm always happy to have more, honestly. Lethal Cosmetics are German indie brand, if I'm not mistaken. They let me make my own little build your own palette, just picking shades out from their website. And you know, I really went into this thinking, I don't have a lot of single mattes from Lethal. Let me get a bunch of those and maybe a couple shimmers that I don't already own, because I do already own a lot of single shimmers from Lethal. So let me build this palette so I have more matte options when I'm doing little build your own palettes over on Instagram and stuff like that. So the shades are Esteem, Biome, Spawn, Runaway, Symmetry, Habitat, Aether, Hexapod, Foxglove, Rise from the Ashes, Wilderness, and Nightless. And I was so stoked about this. It arrived in the mail. I was unboxing everything and starting to swatch everything, and then I was like, why do some of these seem very familiar? And it's because when I was picking out the shades, I didn't take into account a lot of their older eyeshadow palettes were basically built upon single shades, and they aren't listed on those palettes themselves. So I went on a deep dive on old blogs that people made about old Lethal palettes, breaking down all the shades, and I definitely have some repeats from palettes from past days. For example, Esteem and Runaway are both found in the Velvet Dusk palette that came out a million years ago. Biome, Wilderness, and Nightless are found in the Evergreen palette, which I adore, also came out a long time ago. Symmetry and Hexapod are in the Metamorphosis palette, also one that I enjoy, also came out a long time ago. And Foxglove was in the Wildflower palette, that came out many a year ago. It was like a spring release. So the only shades that I have in this palette that are not existing in things that I technically already own are Rise from the Ashes, this like gunmetal shimmer, so pretty, so pretty. Aether, this metallic bluey tealy shade. Spawn, this very good pumpkin-y squashy sort of orange. It's a good shade. And also Habitat, this kind of mossy green. So only a third of this palette are shades that were technically not new to me. I had to go on such a deep dive to even realize that there was crossover, but I'm not terribly upset about that because I obviously picked these shades because I think they look cool, and those palettes are all very old. They won't last forever, so at least I have kind of like fresher versions, but I did want to kind of point out which ones might have some crossover in case any of these shades stand out to you, and then you're at home like, oh wait, I do in fact own the Velvet Dusk and Wildflower, and those were my favorite shades, so maybe you already have them. Let my mistake be to your benefit. Nomad Cosmetics came out with their spooky season launch, and I love it so incredibly much. They came out with the Witch City Salem collection, and it is so pretty. Very classic Halloween vibes, very much nods to like Salem and the witches and all those things. They did, of course, do a palette, as they pretty much exclusively do, but they did also do the addition of these very pretty spellbinding lipsticks. They have kind of a glowy metallicness to them. They have this beautiful sort of like swirled pattern on all of them. They are gorgeous. The shades are Devil's Book, Hocus Pocus, and Witching Hour. They're stunning. I feel like my favorite is definitely Hocus Pocus, the rich purple. I think they're really pretty. I will say I don't prefer to wear these completely by themselves because they are, I don't want to say they're sheer, but because they have that very glowy, creamy look to them, I just feel like, I don't know, they're almost like a jelly sort of look where they almost have a translucency-ness to them, but they're not completely sheer either. So I don't like wearing them by themselves. I just feel like it's not the look I go for. But I do love pairing these with a darker lip pencil. I could pretty much say that for any lip on the planet though, but these specifically, I just think it merges so nicely with a really dark lip pencil. A black, a dark brown, a dark purple, a dark red, anything. I just think it's so good. It's a good combo. And of course, we have the Witch City Salem palette. They always do this really fun lenticular packaging with their spooky season releases. It's so cool. And then the inside is just in your face, classic Halloween. It gives Sanderson sisters, it's giving witches. It's just so wonderful. I love these colors. I love a witchy theme. I love a Halloweeny color story. This is just so great. So great. I actually posted a Nomad Cosmetics palette ranking recently, and I ranked this #2 in my whole Nomad Cosmetics collection currently. So this shot up to a top favorite really fast. I just adore this. I think it is so much fun. Their mattes are so easy to work with. I find them to be very beginner friendly. They're very easy to use. They build up nicely. They blend out easily. And the shimmers are just beautiful. I feel like they do play around with different textures. Sometimes things are more intense multi-chrome. Sometimes it's more in your face intense metallic. Sometimes it's more toppery. I feel like we have really pretty just metallic sparkly shades in this one. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Clionadh, our Canadian brand, they came out with the On Topper the World collection. They came out with a topper palette and then a whole slew of nail polishes. They did send me 2 of them in the B-roll clip for this section and probably other sections of this video. I do have these combined. It's the Euphoric with Walking on Air on top of it. Euphoric is kind of like this jelly purple where it has, again, that slight bit of like kind of translucentness to them. I usually build up with this. I wore 3 coats with this in the nails that I was wearing when I filmed that clip, and then just 1 coat of the Walking on Air, which is kind of like a very sheer, has a little bit of pinky purple, almost green when the light hits it just right. Super pretty, just sheer iridescence. And then of course we have the On Topper the World palette. It's very pretty. I'm not really one that goes for all shimmer palettes too often. I just do prefer a mixture of mattes and shimmers. But as far as like sparkly companion palettes go, this is gorgeous. Clionadh has always knocked it out of the park with their shimmers. They're very special, very twinkly. They're definitely something that you have to really just love and appreciate a special shade to think these palettes are worth it for you. It's gorgeous, very much like a rainbowy, iridescent, toppery, sparkly extravaganza. It's great. It's so, so pretty. You can use these in really fun ways. You can do just a very sheer, sparkly, one and done sort of look. You can layer them on top of other things, pair them with other things. I did a look in a video week or 2 ago, by the time this video goes up, where I layered some of these shimmers on top of a winged liner, and it's just so cool. So, so cool. I've really had fun with this one. It's been a treat. Dede Signature came out with their newest palette, the Broken Jewels. This is gorgeous. Definitely one of my favorites this brand has ever done. It's just so rich and yummy. These intense jewel tones. It's so dark and dramatic, but there's also these like pops of light throughout to break things up. The shimmers are so intensely metallic, so beautiful. I just love this. Dede Signature just keeps stepping it up time and time again, and I love this one so much. Beaute Bar came out with their newest palette. This is a collaboration with Nupur. Nupur is such a wonderful creator, so gorgeous, such a knack at playing with all the sparkly, yummy things, and I'm just so excited about this collaboration. It's so beautiful, so many pretty shades. I'm actually wearing this palette right now. I love the combination of these purples. We have these rosy tones. We have these murky greeny grays. I love this pop of mint down here. It's just such a playful combination of colorful. There's some whimsy in here, but it's also got that depth, that drama, that darkness. It has the murky tones meets the colorful. All these different shimmer shades are so sparkly and transformative. They layer with each other so nicely just to really play around and create something special. I've had such a blast with this. I adore Beaute Bar. Their formulas are so top notch. I feel like their concepts and just everything about this brand makes me so happy. And I'm so thrilled for this creator. Congratulations. Multiple cool collabs this month. I love to see it. Glisten Cosmetics. They're a brand, I want to say they're in the UK if I'm not mistaken. They have things from like a billion jillion water activated liners. They have colorful mascaras. They have all sorts of things. And I have not tried very much from them, but they did come out with a range of speckled pens. This is their version of like a freckle pen. Usually brands only come out with 1, maybe 2 shades, but they came out with like 5 or 6, which was really cool to see. I was getting low on my current freckle pen and I did want to get more. And then I saw that they were announcing they were going to be pausing US shipping. So I went and placed an order to snag 2 shades before that shipping closed down for now. I picked the shades Russet and Taupe, kind of like a more warmer brown, and then one that's a lighter shade. I actually really like pairing them together. That's how I've been wearing them the last, I don't know, week or so. I know faux freckles are not for everyone. It is literally one of my favorite things in the world. So I love these. They're very pigmented. A tiny bit goes a very long way with these, but I am very happy with these. I think the tones are really great. And I just loved seeing that they came out with so many shades of this. Okay, jumping back to Lawless, they also literally just the other day came out with this Love Shack Fancy collaboration. I'm not familiar with Love Shack Fancy, but this packaging is very cutesy. I enjoy it. I'm actually wearing one of the shades right now. But the shades that came out are Bloom Heirloom and Happy Thoughts. I'm wearing the Happy Thoughts one today, just paired with a different lip pencil. I mean, their glosses are sheer. It's not gonna be like an opaque, thick amount of color, but very comfy. These have really pretty sparkle in them. And like I said before, I'm always happy to have more shades, so This makes me happy. Glamnetic sent me such a cool package. They came out with their Fright Nights collection of press-on nails, and I have used Glamnetic's glue in the past. Actually, exclusively I use their glue when I'm putting my nails on, but I've never tried their press-ons before. So when they reached out wanting to send me a little Halloween box, I was not expecting this amount, and I'm so excited about it. They sent me 15 different sets, and they're so cool. I'm actually wearing one of them right now. I just put them on recently, and they're so cute. They're so cute. This is the tiny pumpkin set. But as I just go on yapping in this clip, I'll just be overlaying all the different styles in this collection. They're so cute. Some are more in-your-face Halloween-y. Some are more just like autumnal vibes, different shapes, different styles. Some have more like design elements to them, while some are more solid. They're just so pretty, and I'm just very impressed with the quality so far. I've heard really great things about this brand. I just hadn't got around to trying their press-ons. Usually I just use the A-Press gel extensions, and sometimes I do the whole gel system. Usually I'm lazy and just glue those to my nails, and then I just paint them with whatever I want, which I still will do, I'm sure. I'm not going to exclusively switch to press-ons because I also like having the option of using my own nail polishes, but these are so stinking cute. They're so fun. They're so spooky and just adorable. And I'm going to be set with these for such a long time. I'm just so thrilled with this. So unbelievably thrilled. And last but not least, Rare Beauty collaborated with Taheen for this little cheek and lip set, which is very cute. I must say, these colors are very fall appropriate. So even though obviously they have more of that like spicy theme, it's definitely very suitable for autumn, which I'm all about right now. So we have a liquid blush and a luminizing lip gloss. I wear the Rare Beauty liquid blushes all the time. I think they're so beautiful. I'm actually wearing it today, and I decided to just do a really small amount because it's very pigmented, but just by itself. I do like doing blush combos where I layer powders on top of liquids, but I wanted it to just do its own thing, and it's such a pretty just brown shade. And again, I used a really light hand because I didn't want it to be too intense, and I do like an intense blush, don't get me wrong. And then the gloss is just so pretty. These are like sheer sparkly. This has a little bit of a sheer orangeness to it and a little bit of sparkle all throughout. It's just beautiful, just beautiful. I think this is a really fun set. It even says Taheen on it. It's such a funny little collab, and I'm all about it. I think this was done really well, actually. So yeah, those are all of the things that I tried out last month in the month of August. I feel like there were some pretty good hits in this mix that I'm very excited about. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What are you thinking? Have you tried any of these? Do you want any of these? Have you tried anything new lately? Or if you haven't, have you rediscovered anything in your collection lately that you're super excited about? Because that's always fun too. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some autumn emojis? Because we are now in September and I'm so excited about it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm BATTYBEAN over there, and you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos. You're also welcome to hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box if you want to see additional content, and also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.